Martin, I've got Tom Peeters again.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you want him?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, hi Martin, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad,
Good.
So, I don't know anything more than what was on Paul's email, so maybe to kick us off, you could give me a bit of the background?
Yeah, so Paul used to run my accounts at Kingston Smith.
Yeah.
Limited company sort of thing, but I basically work globally. So back then I was in Tokyo, Hong Kong, some of my clients are in London.
Yeah.
And they ran it very efficiently with respect to tax liability in which country, etc., etc. Not overpaying, etc. And then what happened is Paul left Kingston Smith, but we were barely in touch, and yeah, Kingston Smith carried on with this guy called Tom Moore. It's just I'm not happy with the way he does things. Like they tried to do a VAT application for about 5 years, and it still hasn't happened. And it's like okay, that's just a joke.
Yeah.
And his fees, I don't even know why he sends fees, and there's no clarity on what it's for.
Yeah.
So I'd like to work again with somebody who's a bit more like Paul, on the ball, understands guys like me, understands where my tax liabilities lie as a non-dom.
Yeah.
And Paul said, I know just the guy, and that's where we're at now.
Right. Okay. He suggested in his email that you might be a little bit behind on some filings, and that you might then be thinking about actually closing the company down. So, do you want to fill me in on that?
Well, again, Kingston Smith is they still haven't filed what they should have filed in 2017, so in June, and I've pressed them just to do it.
Yeah.
No, so far, I don't know. I received a late filing penalty, which I've paid for, and so, but given that, rather than carrying on with this limited company stuff, if there's a better solution, I'd rather close that company down, given the state it's in.
Yeah.
Or not the state it's in, but, like a pending VAT application. I find that I don't want that sort of stuff kicking around.
Right.
And we would close it, probably file the last set of accounts, close it down, and then see if there's a more elegant solution to, basically to process billing globally, wherever my clients are, and then to file for the part that applies to Britain, maybe here. I don't know what the best solution is, but either way, it's not 100% Britain all the time.
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, you obviously have the UK limited company. Do you have other entities in other countries, or so you just historically do everything through the UK limited?
Historically, I've got a company in Hong Kong.
Right.
But a lot of my clients funneled all the cash transfer through the London-based limited company.
Right.
Because it was just easier for them.
Yeah.
Like invoicing-wise, IBANs and all sorts of things. They said, can we just funnel it through a limited company in London? And that's sort of what happened. The other company is there, but it's dormant.
Right. Okay. Company. I mean, I have to say, personally, I'm a bit of a fan of keeping things simple, and limited companies are the best way to do that because they have their own separate legal position, and just having one which everything runs through just makes it easier as long as you keep track of what relates to what.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I'm trying to think through, I mean, what do you do? What is the activity that it all relates to?
Banking. So, banking and IT and banking.
But
I basically run trading platforms, risk platforms, assist them with organizational restructures if it makes sense to optimize a trading desk and align their IT with the solution.
Right.
So it's like it's consulting basically.
It's all consulting. Yeah. Okay.
It's all, it's know-how basically that they pay for.
Yeah. Okay. So I suppose I'm trying to think it through in terms of if you did close the company down, how that all works in terms of you. Where do you live? Where are you tax resident?
At the moment, it's England.
Right.
Because I've been here for a year, but I also have a house in New Zealand and one in Belgium.
Right. Has a house in Belgium. So I'm just scribbling this all down. And New Zealand. Right. And where do you plan to be for the next 12 months, 36 months, whatever?
As soon as possible, I will. Well, I think some of my clients are based out in the Eurozone or even Sweden.
Right.
So I think, given like a bit with the Brexit as well, I'd rather base myself outside of England than inside. And
right.
I will start making contact with my clients overseas.
So you're going to go and live somewhere else, basically.
Yeah, I'll be in Eurozone. So it could be Germany, it could be Stockholm, could be Denmark.
Sure.
Yeah,
but you'll cut your ties with the UK for sure.
Yeah, I think long term for sure. Yeah, unless stuff dramatically changes. But nobody. Here we are, a year and a half on almost, and nobody knows. But I don't think anything really. But you never know in the noise what sort of silly decisions get made, and I don't want to be exposed to that now.
Yeah. But presumably, in the meantime, you're still doing your work and you're still receiving fees and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my thoughts are that if you're doing all of that and it's continuing and it's going through the company at the moment, my gut feeling is that probably you might as well just keep it like that until you do leave the UK. And then that's probably the point at which to say, well, okay, do I really need this UK company now? I'm living in Sweden. Maybe I use a Swedish company, or I look at there's no point in a way designing a solution for your current circumstances. Whether that be a UK limited company or doing it personally, because in 6 months' time, 18 months' time, you move to Sweden, it's all irrelevant. So
exactly.
Like I say, my gut feeling is probably actually why not just keep going with the company until you know where you're going to be, and then start planning for that. Okay, now I'm going to be a Swedish tax resident. What's the optimum vehicle for me to do what I'm going to do? Yeah. Probably at that point, a UK limited wouldn't be the right answer, and then we go and close it down.
Yeah. But the thing is, like with my clients, I can never tell. Or I couldn't say to you, for example, today, 100% next year this time, I'll be calling you out of the UK or Sweden or Hong Kong. It depends on my clients.
Yeah.
And over the years, I have that everywhere. Like, I just go where the projects are, basically. Where my clients, I get a phone call, somebody's in trouble.
Yeah.
And I go and sort them out, wherever that is. So for me, like, it's always tricky as to where I then eventually base myself. Because there's some years I wasn't tax liable anywhere, but I still need a company somewhere to invoice through.
Yeah. Well, and again, all the more reason to potentially just stick with the limited company, because the UK is a good base point in terms of that sort of things. As you've said, people like to send money to UK limited companies. They feel more comfortable with that. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be in a rush to do the shutdown of the company. Unless obviously once I get to know you better and we start working together, then it may become more clear that actually there is a better solution. But certainly
for the time being,
at the moment, I like to keep things simple. I'm a big fan of taking your time if necessary before making a decision. We can stay as we are and then close it in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Rather than close it down and then in 12 months' time we turn around and say, oh, well, actually a limited company is probably the best solution. Let's create a new one. And what a waste of time everything in between has been.
Yeah, exactly. If I can avoid any of that stuff, just let's not do that.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. All right. So, right. And so, I mean, it sounds from what you're saying that in terms of the current company, you've obviously you're quite behind on this deadline. Kingston Smith obviously should be aware of it. One would hope that they've kind of done 80-90% of what needs to be done. So in which case my view would be, well, obviously there's no point starting from scratch with us to get everything up to date, because if they've done 80-90% of the work, they should just finish it, and then you can draw the line in the sand and move on. But obviously if they've done nothing on it, or 10-20%, then we can step in and get it all sorted, and
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it takes, when I did it by myself, it took me like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And I've asked them, like, okay, these are the numbers. Here's the bank statement. They line up with that. Their numbers don't line up with it. And I said, guys, I can't have this. Like, it's clear. Like, it's just 20% on that amount.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a joke.
What's the company name?
Peeters Finsol.
Do you want to spell that out for me? Just.
Yeah, Peeters. So P-E-E-T-E-R-S.
Yeah.
And then Finsol, F-I-N-S-O-L.
Yeah.
The LTD.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Devonshire House, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. So, yeah, last account's made up to... Oh, well, okay, so at the moment you're up to date in that your 2016 accounts, which should have been filed by April, have been submitted. So the next accounts are 31 July 2017 year end, which we should be working on now, basically. So, okay, so then in which case now's a great time to be switching over, because, it gives us plenty of time to get everything done and make sure you don't get any late filing penalties.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Whereabouts are you based? Are you in London?
Yeah, we're in London. We're pretty much sort of in the middle. In fact, they call our area Midtown. That's how much in the middle of London we are. So we're just up from Fleet Street.
Oh, okay. I'm on Gresham.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not far away at all. Not far away. So we're we're a 7 partner firm now. We've made somebody up to partner a few months ago, and we deal with businesses of all sorts of sizes and all sorts of industries, and we've got a lot of personal tax clients. So actually in terms of dealing with people who've got international fingers in pies, we've got a lot of that too. So. And we work with a lot of people like yourself where they use a company to provide services to all sorts of businesses in whatever sectors, like you do, consultancy type work. And the name of the game is to minimise the amount of tax paid, obviously,
exactly,
whilst avoiding late filing penalties.
Yeah, that's right. And the thing being as well, like long term, it won't be UK based, so I've got to think about where is my tax best paid. Any of that sort of advice I'll be looking for.
Sure.
So you're right. That's the name of the game, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Well, look, Tom. I've got a schedule that sort of sets out the typical fees for us to look after a limited company like yours, just to do the year-end accounts, the corporation tax, that sort of thing. Do you take a salary out of the company?
No.
No? Okay, well, it's got payroll on it, but you can obviously ignore that. So I'll bring that over to you so you can get an idea of what the sort of costs tend to look like. But from experience with Kingston Smith, because I've got a few from Paul and also a few others by chance, I don't think our fees will be too much of an issue for you. And then, we'll just need to do the KYC stuff, passport, all that stuff. And then... we just need the contact details from you, from Kingston Smith, and, we'll basically write to them and say, okay, let us have all the details and off we go, sort of thing. So, so why don't I send you those details, and obviously if there's any questions, you can give me a shout, let me know, and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. And
Brilliant.
then, look, I'll be on the building side, but this week I'll be in town with one of my clients. Maybe I'll swing by and say hello, and then you know me in person as well.
Yeah, that would be great. This week, because it's half term, I'm actually only in the office on Wednesday, but maybe next week.
Or the week after. Yeah.
Yeah, the week after I'm around most of the week. So yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, perfect.
If you
Let's line that up.
ping me an email before you're coming if you want, and just so I can let you know if I'm not going to be in here or something. But yeah, no, it'd be good. Always good to meet in person for sure.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds great.
All right. Great, Tom.
All right.
Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, it was great to speak to you. And
Yep.
I'll be in touch soon.
We'll speak soon. Yeah. Cheers.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.